If I knew about these things half a year ago, I wouldn't have lost so much money.
How can I attract more people buying my service or tool or product, whatever?
They can identify whales even before these fans start spending money with them.
You can imagine a margin here, because you don't need to pay creator, you don't need to pay chatter.
And $10 million, yeah, this is the total amount of money that we reinvest constantly back into development.
Just use OnlyMonster and be happy, yeah.
Do you guys use some CRM for managing OnlyFans profiles? Who uses CRM? Who works with OnlyFans? Let's start with that. Who works with? Okay, all right, great. So we have some news for you, some technology that we brought just recently. And I would really love to talk about that. But you know, we even changed our presentation a little bit because a few days ago there was a situation that I just cannot avoid sharing it. So a few days ago I was showing to one of our the guys who wanted to start testing OnlyMonster. They were like, okay, what's actually OnlyMonster? What do you have? What do you offer? And I'm like, well, there are some features, safety feature, revenue growth feature. And he was like, if I knew about these things like half a year ago, I wouldn't have lost so much money. I'm like, come on, man, seriously, that's very sad to hear. But we actually designed OnlyMonster thinking about safety first. So the thing is that this actual technology, now involving AI, protects you in so many different ways, not just from restricted word sending, but actually understanding what chatter is trying to send, and if it's harmful, even without restricted words in it, it will still detect it and avoid that from being sent. It will block the message. So basically your chatters cannot harm you. The agency that I was talking to lost like half of the creators or something like that. And that was like, wow, only because of this situation with chatters. This is the thing that could have stopped that even from happening. So yeah, essentially, this feature is designed to protect agencies and creators, those who already work with chatters, from anything harmful and dangerous happening in those agencies. This is a very important thing. And we not only brought this AI that understands what exactly is being sent, but also we brought like the bypass protection. So no characters, no numbers, no spaces between letters now cannot bypass this protection, right? And well, imagine if you could control your teams, not just from your computer, but from actual phone, from iPad. This is what we also brought. The possibility to see the attempts of sending such messages, right? From any device. Even from your phone, you can open the website and see what your chatters are doing, if they're trying to send something harmful, and also what exactly they are sending, every single message in all the conversations from all your chatters. So yeah, this is like something that I wanted to stress and highlight, because safety is actually first. But the general topic here, yeah, that I wanted to actually begin with is, have you heard about this OnlyFans being for sale? Did anyone hear about it? So there's like a deal coming in soon. Maybe someone thought of a solution. What can we do about it if it's something that can potentially do some damage to us? Speaking of safety, right? Is it something harmful that we should consider? Well, this is kind of not obvious what's gonna happen. If it's gonna happen, if it's not gonna happen. How about OnlyMonster for sale? No, I wanted to make a joke about accepting bids, but this is actually just a joke. We are not for sale for sure, okay? Why? Because actually OnlyMonster appeared in 2023 when OnlyFans was actually booming What was happening there is that OnlyFans was almost a monopolist here, and the creator economy kept growing. So 2024, we saw that other platforms emerge, and now they take this big share of the market. And what happened in 2025? That's interesting because OnlyFans kind of remained the same size on the market, but other platforms, they started to becoming way bigger than ever before. So now we are talking about, okay, alternatives to OnlyFans. This is important, and this is actually a solution to any potential risk. We don't really know if this OnlyFans deal is actually gonna be happening there, right? We don't know if they sell it for how much, but we definitely know that this is a risk that we should take into account, consider, and try to find some solutions. So, being on different platforms, allowing your creators to sell same content, sell it for them on a variety of different platforms is actually a very good solution to this potential risk. And the numbers say so. Why did we never put our OnlyMonster for sale? We actually never even accepted any kind of external investment. These numbers represent what has been happening with OnlyMonster since 2023. Overall, up to this day, we have 50,000 users, employees, accounts, profiles actively using OnlyMonster. 2,000 is the number of agencies that are working with OnlyMonster on a daily basis. All since 2023, right? Just a few years have passed. And $10 million, yeah, this is the total amount of money that we reinvest constantly back into development, back into growing new features, new tools, and everything that is happening based on the feedback of agency owners that ask us, okay, could we have such a feature? Could we have such a tool? All that is built by ourselves with all these reinvestments done. So, what was actually happening during these years? We started with OnlyMonster only having OnlyFans platform, and it actually remains its leadership until this day, right? But what we can see is growing creator economy in regards to all these different platforms, and there actually are even more than that. So being on all these different platforms is reasonable, and it opens a possibility for you to have same teams, same chatters, same employees working on all of them at once in one place. It's a kind of game changer when you can actually monetize all of them and supervise the same teams, teach them the same way, and have not just one platform, but actually 9. There is a set of more being prepared. And of course, yeah, having all these technological tools, around 40 of them, that not only increase security, which is essential, of course, but also help you grow the revenue, which is like one of the most important things overall here in business, right? That is a reasonable way of doing it. But there are CRMs, right? They have been there on the market. Agencies and creators were using CRMs for some time already. But what actually makes the difference? These emerging AI technologies, some creators, some agencies start using them. Some of them just do not involve into that so much. But what's the actual growth driver here? What are we talking about? AI is not just like an agent that can perform some tasks that you do. It can do things that you would potentially not even think about, that could be so useful. And it's like, you know, showing an iPhone for the first time. I sometimes hear that on the presentations that I do for different agencies. They say that they kind of didn't even think that they needed it, and now they see this technology and they're like, wow, I definitely need it. And without exaggeration, like, I agree, because Having these AI tools, AI suggestions, fan persona, translator, magic box, and profile of creator, all that helps make more money. As simple as that. Let me just say a few words about these. AI suggestions is when your chatters don't really know what to message. It can generate a message based on the context. Fan persona is a generation of a psychological portrait of a fan based on your entire conversation. So you know what to talk about, what topics to discuss, what preferences he has. Your chatters will see, like, they always know what to talk about now. The translator, a few types of translator, the more precise, the more creative, 30 different languages supported. Magic box that changes the style of messages. It doesn't generate, but it can make your message more romantic, more dominant, or more street-like, more slangy. Quite cool and useful. And the model's profile, well, that involves inputting the information about the creator for your teams and building messages based on that information. I mean, all these technical details are like quite deep, so to say. They relate mostly to operations. When you deal with that on a daily basis, you do the chatting, you supervise your teams, and that's when you see the value in that. As long as you do the chatting, as long as you sell content through all these different platforms, these features, all these tiny details, overall, they make a huge difference. But there are things that you might have not thought about previously, but we have actually built them, and agencies usually are quite surprised to see that they can identify whales even before these fans start spending money with them. Even before the first dollar is spent, agencies can see, is it worth talking to this fan for a long time, long term, or not? Because they see the buying power in levels from 1 to 5. That is a game changer. I usually show it, and agencies and creators are like, I thought about that. I saw it on a web streaming, live stream platforms, but related to OnlyFans, related to fan sites, that's a game changer. It really is. And the same goes for refunds, actually. If one of the fans that you are talking to requested refunds somewhere, not even with you, you will know. You will know, and you will know that it is not even worth selling this guy anything because he will eventually charge back. And of course, it's not the only way we use AI. When it comes to using all these new technologies, it's reasonable to input them into the already existing processes of priority mass messages, priority auto messages. You know, there is a way to send a message to everyone who logs in, goes online. And that can be actually quite flexible, because when you just send a message, that's okay, fan can reply, but when you send them 5 messages in a row as a sequence, that's way better, and you see a lot of responses to those sequences of messages. But what if I told you that you can actually segment those fans as per their buying power level, which is a possibility to sell even, let's say, the same video, one video for $20 to those who don't spend much in general, not only with you, and the same video 4 times more expensive for $80 to those who already spend with some other agencies, with some other creators. And that helps you earn more from whales and still earn something from those who don't spend much. Now, speaking of traffic, Daniel, this is you now.
Yeah, hi everyone. I see some familiar faces here. It's good to see you guys. So, yesterday when we were talking with Tim regarding like how we should perform, what we should say in the presentation, like we decided like there is no like actual interest to just show what OnlyMonster is about, right? Because there is no actual value for all sitting here, because there is like not many agencies here or creators. So you should guys understand like how the funnel works. So from our side, what we decided to do, and actually it's what Tim started with, like what is common? Like there is rumors here and there regarding like OnlyFans is for sale, but what does it mean for us? Like the guys who are working in the industry, right? Like new owners will change their like mindset. Maybe they will open some kind of API from OnlyFans. Maybe they will bring some data, or maybe they will lock agencies at all. What does it mean to us, to all of us, like the whole industry, or maybe vice versa? I don't know. And in the same time, if we talk about like how to work, like how to operate agency, or just a regular business, because alternatively, like no one from our team, like in OnlyMonster, had something in common with OnlyFans before we joined OnlyMonster. So look, like we are not an agency, we are not the guys who are like sending like some content. Neither like both of us has like a profile on OnlyFans. Maybe we should create one. Maybe we'll make more money, I don't know. But still, I'm the guy from like IT industry, like general one. And what I see for almost like 2 years in OnlyMonster, like there is no difference. IT industry, OnlyFans agency, same business models, different products to sell, different service to sell, right? So in order to understand how to work efficiently, you should not only treat like how to work with incoming traffic. The question is where to get this traffic, how to understand whether it's valid or not, right? How to qualify this traffic. So there is always a question like organic versus paid. But what does it mean? I mean, like, you run some businesses, you do marketing stuff, right? And you always consider like, what should I do? How can I attract more people buying my like service or tool or product, whatever? So 2 weeks ago, I was at Munich, like some partner event, like small one, but still. And I didn't really know what to expect. So when I was coming here, I was seeing like some 20, 25 people sitting in a room, young guys, and I was thinking like, okay, maybe they're like OnlyFans agencies, but I was like really surprised. Like it was a shock because I saw only FanView agencies. So on one slide here, you saw a few platforms mentioned, right? And it's obvious to all of us that like FanView has some unique selling propositions in comparison to OnlyFans. OnlyFans saying like, well, we don't really have nothing to do with agencies. We don't really like AI. FanView saying against like, well, we're okay with AI. We're okay with agencies, just come to us. We will do something that Fansly don't say even. But the question here, how to make it work, because obviously OnlyFans is a monopoly. Still, like $7.5 billion, it's like hell of money. So in this case, I was talking with these guys, and I was pretty surprised because like if you talk about agencies, like on average, I would say like a good agency, like 20, 30 creators, they're making around like, it depends obviously, like in traffic charters, like what do you sell, who do you sell to, etc. But we are talking about like 6 figures, like medium one, like 500K, 600K, but like how much effort do it like takes to you, right? And these guys making some like crazy money on a FanView with like 2-3 profiles, completely AI generated, organic traffic. And like I was asking like, okay, how many fans do you like get on a daily basis? Like, how many subs? And they were like, well, 300, 400. I was like, 400 subs per day? Like, where do you get them? And they're like, okay, well, you should know, like, you should go with organic. I was like, but why? What is the reason here? You can just like put some money on a table, go to paid, that's it, general conversion. And their mindset, it's something I'm really like interested in. They told me that, look, we don't really want to do the thing. You know this Italian joke, like, why are you working for? For money? For what for? Not to do nothing, like what I'm doing right now, nothing. So why do I need to work? Here is the same part. So if you work with organic, you generate, you create a brand. Obviously what we do for agencies, right? So you create a brand. Hey, by the way, I luckily survived yesterday. So yeah, we're talking about like brand generation. Like it's not only about like where to get traffic, but how to build this brand that will give you a constant like result in the long term. So in this case, these guys are just like taking some services to generate content. They have some strategies. They're using like Instagram and Twitter. They moderate it like constantly. They operate with it constantly, making like some, I don't know, like 3 reels per day. It's something crazy, but with AI, like it doesn't take you anything. You don't need creator. You just need like a few buttons to do that. Nana, banana, etc. It's all available here. So these guys make profiles, like 3 profiles, and they make like 400K per month. And you can imagine a margin here, because you don't need to pay creator, you don't need to pay chatter, because you have like AI chatbots, like some crazy things. So here we come to this topic, organic versus paid. Where is the truth? how to work with it. I will give a word to Tim in a minute just to mention one thing, that when it comes to any kind of traffic, there is like a limited possibility to us, like a service provider, to evaluate it, because basically we like rely on the platform itself. So if it comes to OnlyFans, we have some things like tracking links, trial links, some things that we can track on and work on in order to understand and qualify the traffic as well. So in this case, we should be pretty accurate, because OnlyFans itself, for some reason, I mean, like these guys are making 8 billions per year, and like they cannot fix their traffic metrics. They don't really show the accurate number of funds incoming on a daily basis. New fan, renewed fan, it's like a different thing. It relies on your money as well. So in this case, Tim, could you please help me with rolling double attribution stuff?
Absolutely. You know, calculating the results of traffic campaigns is always important, right? Any traffic provider would say, please see your numbers so you understand what's actually going on. Otherwise, you're just gaming blindly in this traffic. So the difference is always in tiny details, right? Everyone knows how to see numbers in terms of traffic, but what if I told you that with us, you can see not just totals, like 1 year of Instagram, 1 million clicks, 2 years of Reddit, 3 million clicks, but actually time-ranged traffic, which is actually pretty technologically deep, and a few developers quit doing that feature. But now it is possible. First, there are two major updates, right? One of them is being time-ranged. You can choose, let's say, I want to see the link that was created last year and all the fans that subscribed this month and how much, like previous month, for example, and how much money they spent this month. So you choose all these details, being technological here, right? And then you see the actual numbers in a precise manner that allows you to see what's actually going on with your traffic. But this is not the only thing. Rolling and double attribution, right? What usually happens, we're talking about only the difference here, the unique aspect of how we do that. I don't think any other CRM can do it this way. Rolling attribution and double attribution. Earlier, before we had it, if a fan subscribed to your OnlyFans page from one tracking link, right? You see how much money he spent, and that's okay. But the moment this same fan, for some reason, finds other tracking links of yours that lead to the same page, he clicked your Instagram tracking link, went to OnlyFans page, and then all of a sudden found your Twitter, clicked the second one, found your Reddit, clicked the third one, going to the same OnlyFans page. That earlier caused this doubling. So instead of seeing the actual 1,000 that he spent, you would see 3,000, which is simply wrong. Now with rolling attribution, you can see only the first link being taken into account and the full history of purchases since then. No matter how many other tracking links he clicks, you see the actual number of dollars he spent with you. And you don't need to pay extra commissions to traffic providers if they say, for example, look what a good traffic I brought you. They spent $5,000 with you, right? And then you switch from double to rolling and you see it's not $5,000, it's $2,000. And you don't need to pay extra for the money that you never got, right? The commissions.
Yeah, but so the question here is that we are only on the first stage in terms of you have incoming traffic, right? You didn't even start working with it, but you're already losing money. Because if we talk about paid ones, it's pretty easy. You can work with some kind of providers, you can hire some guys who just I don't know. In terms of organic, it's a bit harder. Well, it looks promising, but just imagine you have people working in your company, like some marketing department or whatever. So you pay these guys a salary, one part. You pay for promotion in this I don't know, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, YouTube, whatever. So you're still spending money. And if you see here, well, I got 5K, seems good. If I spend 10K on top of it, right? So we're still not in profit. So in this matter, we also need to understand how to evaluate this traffic. So first part is to not to lose the money at the beginning, not to pay for the same fund twice or 3 times or 4 times. Second part is to understand whether this traffic is valid at all. There is no solution on the market at the moment which like will say you like, okay, well, we have approximate conversion or like, I don't know, like traffic margin that will tell you like this traffic source will give you like X. You will spend Y, you will get X. How you can calculate it? There is no way. So on our side, we are just like making a first step towards this part because it's pretty important. I truly believe like it will really like change the market completely, because we are not talking about OnlyFans only in this case. We are talking about any possible platform. Just imagine if we are talking like these numbers to FanView, Fansly, Loyal Fans, Subs.com, which is like formerly like Tim Stokely, who was founder of OnlyFans previously. So in this matter, we have this thing that Tim told you about, like buying power. So we, like in our imagination, we do believe that, well, it can be one of the way how you can evaluate traffic itself. Because basically when you have incoming flow of, let's say, 300 fans, you should see how much, like how many of them are valid guys, how much money like they can bring to you, right? And in this like order, you can work with it in two ways. First of all, like on backend part, I'm talking about chatting teams that are working on a fun platform itself. And the front-end part, like marketing guys who should see like who they're working with. Like you don't need to spend like thousands of dollars or like, I don't know, like weeks in order to change the traffic source. If you see from the day one or day two that you have like incoming traffic of, I don't know, like 200 fans with buying power like rate 1, it means like it sucks. You should change it. And how you can evaluate and estimate like approximate profit you will gain from this traffic source. What is the difference for you if you will just like lose money? Big difference, right? You don't want to lose money. So you should pay attention to it. And the question from our side to you guys, because like there is no need for us to pitch you, anyone here. We're just like really interested in order like whether this logic works, not only for OnlyFans, but other platforms as well. Because once again, there is no unified solution on the market regarding how you can evaluate the traffic. So you pay money, you're like praying God that you will get some profit in the end. Not the best way. So when it comes to the third stage, so I told you like first stage when you like work on how to attract traffic, second stage how you like operate with this traffic once it's already on a fun platform. Third part is to understand how to scale your business. So in any case, any CRM provider like ourselves or our competitors, they cover 3 main areas. I'm talking about safety for their like whole operation inside, analytics, second one, and features for fun platforms in the third stage. So in order to scale your business, you need to see the real numbers. So we were talking about only traffic part, but what about like employees metrics, general accounts performance? So this one, accounts overview. It's our step 1 in order to explore other platforms, because here you see stats from Fansly. It's not about OnlyFans. For OnlyFans we have a dashboard. In the end of the day it will be unified, but still. It will also come with Loyal Fans, it will also come with FanView. So here you see all numbers. And the most important part here is that, I will come to dashboard later, API. So look, funny thing is that our like industry and our niche we are operating in is pretty closed, I would say, right? So we are kind of afraid to lose customers because the whole market is not that big. We're talking about like 10K of agencies operating on the market, something like that. So if you lose like 500 of agencies, like it's a big loss. But it's not the best way to close your system. So if you, like our customers, demand to work with your data on your own, and you are limited by the things that we are providing you, you shouldn't be bounded, right? And OnlyMonster 2 months ago became the first one who actually made it possible. We opened our gates and we made it possible for you guys to use our API to extract all possible data we generate. It's still limited because it's only like a first version. But our vision here is that at the end of the day, like you are the guys who are paying money. So you are like the boss here, I would say like that. And it should be in your hands, like how you will treat this data, how you want to work with it, what you can do with it. And even so, we will give an option in Q3 or Q4 of this year to you guys to build on top of OnlyMonster using our API. So if there is some features that you are missing of, you'll be able to do so. You can hire a developer, you can do like a small, like wipe coding, and you can just edit on top, and you won't be charged here in the first place while we're testing, etc. And the same approach with all stuff regarding AI. So we have like a situation where agencies needs chatters in order to like handle the flow. But what if I say like you can reduce your cost by 30-40% just by enabling AI chatbot? There is no cool solution at the moment on the market, but still, we'll give you an option through API. That's the main approach. So we are trying to be transparent and open to here, because we truly believe that if we're trying to limit you and make you like only work with the features we provide, it's not the best option. There is no real value. So coming back to the dashboard, just real quick, we will introduce it like next month, I guess, or even earlier, I don't know. And it will be like a custom, I don't know, like breakfast build. So you can put any infographics here you want to. And just imagine this dashboard together with accounts overview. So you will work with Fansly, moving forward with FanView, OnlyFans, obviously. So you will be able to generate a custom dashboard specifically for your agency without any limitation from our side. Just like that. What's next? Tim, what's next?
Yeah, what's next, guys? Any ideas? Who knows what's coming? I was talking about that at Bucharest, I guess, AW. Maybe half a year ago, we were talking, what's coming? What's the next step? What are we going to build? And it's already done. So what we built is Mimic. This thing can do chatting, at least some part of it, okay? Not just full-scale AI that does everything for you, but some part of the work that chatters do, it can do it. Like the pre-warming part, so to say. This is already done, now being fully tested by multiple teams, and then soon being released for all our partners, so you can test it as well. Already shows great results. We saw it a few weeks ago in action. We didn't show it to anyone yet, but it's done. And the best part is that this thing can actually open new possibilities for you. You can connect even your own system if you have a different one. Our system is quite good. I saw it, trust me. But you can even connect yours, right?
Yeah, I will just add that, like, well, we were talking for 20 minutes about blah, 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 traffic, blah, 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 new horizons, blah, blah, blah. Like, it's done. So, like, we're not talking about, like, OnlyFans, only relation, right? So here we're saying that, yeah, well, we are together guys from sales department, so obviously we have something in common with, like, how sales operate, right? And I truly don't believe that right now there is an option on the market that will definitely replace all, like, human beings. So we believe that AI chatting could possibly replace the first stage of funnel, like pre-sales, general like conversation, because in the end of the day, actually it was a good quote from one guy at Munich, like, you don't sell guys, you like sell trust, you sell like loyalty. So you should create this bond. In order to create this bond, you need time, effort, and resources. AI could handle it. But the texting side, it's all about like human beings. So yeah, Mimic AI, it's not something like we are not pretty sure about. It's like, it's happening already. We are not sure about results, how it will end up in real like profits and revenue for you guys. But on the other side, like Tim said, we are more than open, so you can connect any your solution. So feel free.
And that's not the only thing. There are a few more very nice updates coming up, actually requested by chatters. Chatters were saying, you know, this thing that OnlyFans takes a second or two to process the message, it's kind of annoying. They need to wait until the message is sent, especially when they send, you know, one-word messages, a lot, all the time, very quickly. They notice, it's the only way you can notice even, that message needs to be processed by OnlyFans server, and then it shows up like, okay, it's sent. We thought, why don't we just put it on a background and we process the message? And chatter can leave the chat and go jump to a different conversation right away. So what we already did, and this is the first iteration, it's gonna be even better soon, but it's already done, right? The speed message mode, which allows you to send messages instantly, dozens per second, like 50 messages per second, totally fine. Our system, our servers will process it on the background. And yeah, like a continuation of this thing, which is already done, is the chatting mode, which opens even more possibilities through cached pages and sub-tabs and wider screen. A lot of nice things related to chatting are also coming. And we're here at TES talking a lot about traffic, right? So probably you heard about Twitter traffic, X, and there is a system called XGEM. We partnered with them, and now we can give you Twitter traffic. So as long as you are interested in traffic from X, there is now a system that can automate retweets in kind of SFS mode. As long as you know SFS, it's kind of similar. It retweets mutually, it comments automatically. You can target for topics when it comes to commenting posts. You can upload your own pictures as comments, fully automated. The best part of XGEM, you configure it once and it does everything for you. So fully automated funnel of Twitter traffic.
Yeah, and it's actually the way like we're CRM guys sitting here and talking about like you should do traffic this way, you should do chatting this way. Well, don't listen to us. Just like our request to you guys, just to think like more like you should explore new opportunities. And we are not saying we are the best. We are saying that we are like hungry for development. We have hunger for development. We are the youngest ones. And it's our advantage here in comparison to everyone in this room. I'm talking about the whole test. So yeah, while you're waiting, it was a big quote actually by Tim yesterday, like we should say it this way. Like while you're waiting for chatting mode, while you're waiting for Mimic AI, explore Twitter. Go ahead and try like find another solution here because SFS, it's not the best way to do it in terms of organic growth, right? But still you can use satellite accounts in Twitter. So you can create, let's say, 3 profiles. First one will be the main, which will get the whole organic like income. I'm talking about funds flow. Second and third account could be used for share, like a spammy type of traffic, but still it gives you a result. So in the end of the day, you can link out these 3 accounts and you will benefit because obviously the main one will bring you more fans by giving like the spam on satellite accounts. That's it. Anything else from our side here?
Well, I hope you try and see, and as long as you do OnlyFans, this is a smart way of doing OnlyFans. And those agencies who actually give it a shot, they stay. And I already see some agencies who work with us here in this room at this very moment. So probably some of you haven't tried it yet. Big thumbs up for giving it a shot.
Just use OnlyMonster and be happy, yeah. Thank you guys.
Thank you, yeah, appreciate it.